Very good morning, friends. Feels wonderful to be here interacting with you all. And this particular platform is related to, presenting an idea or something. So, as a writer, as an author, as a thinker that I call myself, ideas is basically my job. That's what I do. But to come up with new ideas, it's important to destroy some existing ideas, to question some existing ideas. And I always feel ideas, philosophies should be transitional in nature. In this world, I don't argue, I don't debate on philosophies and all. I see the evident thing. Those societies in this world are progressing the most. Those societies where it is acceptable to question the existing philosophies of religion, God, social, political philosophies can be questioned. Even God can be made fun of. Those are the societies which are progressing the fastest because they are open to questioning. So anyway, the particular philosophy that I'm going to question today is something I believe in. A lot of people call me motivational speaker, although I don't call myself that because I don't believe in motivation. I don't believe in these pretenses of motivating the world and being a motivational speaker and whatever. And a lot of my young friends, they send me links on email. So please see this video, very motivating. I had tears in my eyes, I had goosebumps. So I say, friend, that is not motivation, that is entertainment. You get goosebumps, they go after some time. So getting tears in your eyes or getting goosebumps or laughing, all these are associated with entertainment, not with motivation. Motivation is something different. And I have myself never cried in my life. However, how am I going to make you all cry? I've never been sad in my life. Maybe sad I was once. That was when my first girlfriend had left me. That was once when I was sad. But then by the time 3-4 left me, I got used to it. So I have not been sad myself in my life, so there is no scope of me making you sad. That's one. And then secondly, something a term people use, willpower. I don't believe in willpower. It's stupidity. If you all have willpower and you want to go out of this hall, what will you do? Keep banging your head against the wall? You don't need willpower. You need the right attitude, the right way of thinking. Open the door, go out. It's simple. So you don't need willpower to live life. You need the right attitude to live life. So there are only two motivating forces in this world. One is fear and one is greed. In any situation, these are the only two forces which are motivating us. If a person is being chased by a tiger, he does not need your motivational talk. Even if his leg is broken, he'll run. So there are situations. Now, if you've heard of Hannibal of Carthage, the only general who defeated the Roman army on Roman soil, he took his army over the Alps in winters, over the snow-covered mountains. And by the time they crossed the mountain, out of that 100,000 army, only 25,000 were left. And then those soldiers said, sir, we cannot fight. We are too exhausted. We are too tired. What can we do? So he said, okay, let's start back. Starting back was not an option. They had only one option, that was to fight. So when you put yourself in a situation where there's no choice, no option but to perform, you all have heard about that famous battle at Longewala, the movie Border. Those 120 soldiers had no option but to fight till 6 a.m. in the morning. It was not bravery, it was necessity. If they wanted to survive, they had to fight till 6 a.m. in the morning. They had only 5 camels, they could not even run. They didn't have any choice but to defend their positions. So that is the conditions under which you perform. People look for safety, security, that we should be safe, we should be secure. If you are safe and secure, you will not perform. You should have nothing to fall back on. It is that time that you will perform. So don't look for safety and security. There has been no fort in this world which has not been conquered. Don't live with the mindset of safety in your mind. Throw yourself into situations where you have no option but to perform. So this is what, and I'll share my small story with you and try to bring out the same point about motivation. So when I was a small child, I was not very tall, maybe because of the age, maybe I was actually weak. I was not very tall, I could not run very fast, I used to come last. I was not very good at any sports. Children used to fight with each other that we don't want Navin in our team. Um, and teachers used to say I'm a weak student. My handwriting was bad. Teachers will give me something to write. I write it 100 times and get it. I would write 100 times bad and get it. So because nobody was telling me how to be better, how to be stronger, how to be faster, I had to find it out myself. So this led to a kind of frustration. This is rejection. You know, we all have to face rejection at some point of time in our life. We may have to face rejection from our parents. Nalaik hai, kisi kaam ka nahi hai. You know, we may have to face rejection from our teachers, from our friends, from anybody. We may have to face rejection. That rejection leads to a kind of frustration, a kind of anger. It's very important to have that frustration, that anger in you. Because if you don't have that frustration and anger, you'll not be wanting to bring about a change in your life. That energy is a very positive energy, provided we use it in the right direction. So as a child, I did not know it. But the rebel in me was not willing to accept that I'm weak, that I'm born weak, that I'm lesser than other people. I always felt I could do it. So I worked hard. And I was taking part in a lot of sports at state level, zonal level, state, national level, the school levels. And children used to fight with each other that if you want Navin in your team, we want 2 players in exchange. So to bring about that kind of a change, you need that amount of efforts also. And I had to work harder than other people because I was not naturally built for sports. And then I started having a breathing problem, bronchitis, asthma. And doctors told me, he said to me, doctors are very busy people, they don't have the time. But he made me sit next to him and he said to me that, son, take it, you have to give up sports. Because a person who has this particular problem cannot play sports, and even if he plays, he'll not be able to do well. So I used to, at that time I used to run for about 5 kilometers every day and exercise for about 1 hour. And from next day I increased my running distance by double and my exercising time by double. So people say, you did not listen to the doctor. Doctors are my classmates only. They've not come from outside world. They're from here. They just make an assessment, and they don't have the final word. So people will often tell you what you can do, what you would possibly be able to do in your life. Your teachers will tell you, I think you can do this. Don't go for that. That is too big. You try this. Your parents will try to define what you want to do, what you should be doing in your life. Your friends will try to advise you. Don't go for that. Do this. This is the maximum you'll be able to do. But what you will be actually able to do, you have to decide. You are the only person who has the right to decide. Sometimes people tell me you will fail. You know, this particular thing you have decided on, this particular dream that you have decided on, you will fail in this. I say I'll prefer to fail anytime. You know, in my chosen dream, on my chosen path, jo mera chuna hua rasta hai, I'll prefer to fail any day than to succeed in any other. So failure is acceptable to me. I'm not afraid of it. So I continued playing sports. It was much tougher for me to run. It was much tougher for me to perform, and I was always coming second or third. So anybody would say bad luck. It's bad luck. I say it's good luck. If you have to work harder than other people for the same amount of success, which they are getting easily, you are a luckier person because you are getting used to doing hard work. A person who's used to doing hard work will always be working hard. Even if he fails in one of his dreams, he'll work harder for his next dream as well. Plus, he will appreciate the success, you know, the fruits of success much more than the other person. So it's always better if you have to work hard for your success. Anybody who wins $1 million in a game, in Kaun Banega Crorepati, or who wants to become a millionaire or something of that sort, do you know any such person? No, because that was easy success. Whatever comes easy is not success. You're not able to retain it. So the success which we acquire by hard work is the only success we are able to build upon. So I consider myself lucky. What was lucky about coming second or third and not coming first? You know, what was lucky about it? The lucky part was that the fire in me kept going. Otherwise it would have got satisfied earlier on. We all, you know, when I use the word losers and winners, people get offended. I say no, we have a loser and a winner inside us, each one of us. The winner in us has a limited ability. The boy who's born strong, you know, genetically he's a stronger, taller boy. He beats the other students, bullies the other students in his class, and he says, yeah, I'm strong. So he finds his achievement there. But the weaker boy, the shorter boy, who's getting thrashed, who's getting beaten, who's getting bullied, he's the one who lands up in Olympics. Because he has frustration to prove himself. I was weaker in mathematics than my brother, but I had this thing in me that I have to get better marks than him, and I always got better marks than him. So the loser in us has much more ability, much more capability to perform if we are able to tap him. And so yes, I continued playing sports. Then at the age of 18, I joined National Defense Academy, and on the very first day, my seniors, to make fun of me, they said to me, which corps of army would you want to join? And I said, I want to become a commando, a para commando. And they laughed. They said 4 days of training, 4 days of tough training, and you'll change your mind. 4 years of tough training, and I never changed my mind. So the big thing was not that I wanted to become a commando. Everybody says, dream big, dream big. I said, don't dream big. If you think your dream is big, you will never be able to achieve it. You should think your dream is very achievable, very doable. If I get hold of any of you and say, you can make it to Bollywood, you'll say, are you making fun of me? I can go to Bollywood? Not possible. But Shah Rukh Khan thought it is very doable, very achievable. That's why he was able to reach that place. So if you think your dream is big, you will never be able to reach there. You should think that your dream is very achievable. Becoming the president of India is a very small thing, very, very ordinary thing which can be achieved. It's not something very big. Then only you will be able to achieve it. It should be considered very doable. Second thing is that the big thing was not that I wanted to become a commando. The big thing was that I did not compromise with my dreams. Because the basic purpose of compromise, what is the basic purpose of compromise? To make life easy, to make things easy. And things will never be easy. You are in love with a girl, you want to marry that girl, you go and tell your parents, Dad, I want to marry this girl, and Dad says, see, you can marry that girl, but then we are not going to support you. If you marry this girl that we have chosen, then we are going to support you. So you start thinking, if I marry, the more difficulties. If I marry this girl, parents' support will be there, I'll get a big car, I'll get some money, I'll get this thing, I'll get support. And if I fail, I can always blame them. So it's a compromise decision. Neither that decision is going to be easy, nor this decision is going to be easy. But the point is, at least that is your decision. So the compromise is always made so that the things will be easy, and things will never be easy. So never make compromises in your life. Whenever we make compromises, we become weak. And the world may not know what kind of a person you are, but you will always know. So at least try to be a person you can respect. That will be your strongest, your greatest strength. So that's what. And six-pack abs have come in Bollywood and Hollywood much later. I had six-pack abs long back. And I always say, you may believe in God, you may not believe in God, doesn't matter. But the fact is that you have been given a body, you should try to keep it fit as possible. Next. Sometimes people say adventure sports, maybe adventure is about taking risk. I say no, adventure is about eliminating risk. You should make it safer than driving a car, and then only you should be doing it. Otherwise, it is stupidity. Next. This was the obstacle where I got injured. In army, we are taught that if you think your enemy can come from 3 possible directions, he'll come from the 4th one. Because that is his job profile. That is what is required of him. He's not a fool, he'll come from where you are expecting him. So similarly in life, your problems and your challenges will come from where you are least expecting them, not from where you are expecting them. So I might have done a lot of adventure sports, but I got injured taking part in an infantry obstacle crossing competition, a normal sports competition. I was captain of the team. So I got injured and I broke my spine, and my whole body was paralyzed. Next. This was the situation in which I had to live. I had to survive for a long period of time, for about 4 months, and then 2 years in the hospital. And there is only one law in this world. When we join army, we are told that there are no laws in the army. Just don't get caught. So same thing, there's only one law in life, and that is Darwin's law, survival of the fittest. But sometimes people think fittest means the strongest. Fittest means the most intelligent. If strongest was the fittest, dinosaurs would have been alive today. Strongest is not the fittest. Fittest is the person who can adapt, who can change to changing circumstances. So the circumstances changed for me, and I had to adapt. And you don't get enough time, you have to do that fast. Next. This was the traction device which was drilled to my skull so that I was not able to move at all. Next. The beauty of life is that the lesser you get in life, the more you appreciate it, the more you enjoy it. When I was in bed and I was not able to move at all, I used to imagine how wonderful it would be if I could just turn to a side and go to sleep. Or I used to imagine how wonderful it would be if I could have a cold water bath. Very small things. Next. We had some problem with the presentation. Anyway, I'll continue my talk. So I spent 2 years in the hospital, and at the end of 2 years, the doctors again said that maybe he will be able to move his wheelchair himself in his life. Means that was the maximum they were expecting me to achieve. Now I had trained myself to believe in a certain thing. What people think of you, what people feel about you is not important. What you think about yourself, that is more important. So I'm never concerned what people are saying, who is saying. People will have some opinion. Somebody will think you are good, somebody will think you are bad, somebody will think you are a womanizer, somebody will think something. It's okay. People have a right to have an opinion. They have to pass their time. So that's not a problem with me. And my focus is always on what I want to do. So that was the time when the doctor said that the maximum I'll be able to achieve in my life would be to move my wheelchair. That day and today, I have not only moved my own wheelchair, I have driven my own cars, and I have designed my own cars, and I hold a world record in all-terrain driving. I have flown powered hang gliders, microlight aircrafts. People sometimes are impressed. You have done flying. I say flying is easier than driving. There is no traffic up there. You know. So I've done flying. I've written books. I write in 3 languages. My books have been translated into 5 other languages, and I've been running an organization for the welfare children. I'm actually not working for those children. I'm working for myself. It gives me great joy to be able to do that. So there's nothing great about having done that. But the fact is that whatever I wanted to do with my life, I've been able to do with my life. You know, whatever I wanted to achieve in my life, I've already done. People say, now what? What do you want to do? I say, now I'm just enjoying my life. I've already done what I wanted to do. So I'll be just be doing more of that in my life. And having met with my injury, or having faced these difficulties in my life has only helped me achieve that sooner than otherwise. It has helped me achieve that sooner, because I don't procrastinate. I don't put away things for future. If I want to do something, I'll do it right now, right here. So my injury, my difficulties have always helped me achieve my target sooner. Now the thing is, because what I said in the beginning, that there are only 2 motivating forces in this world. One is fear and one is greed. Now the thing is, but you have to be a master of these 2, not a slave to these 2. Somebody would ask me, what is the fear that is driving you? The fear that is driving me is that it should not happen that I'm not able to live my life my way. So whatever comes in my way which tries to prevent me from living my life, I don't accept it. I destroy that particular thing. So that is the fear that is driving me. And the greed, the hunger, the desire. I'm in love with life. I don't want to give up on life. I'm in love with life. I want to live it every bit. I want to experience it every bit. So it is fear and greed that's making me also run and work and perform. And the thing is, that fear, like Sachin Tendulkar, the fear that he may not be able to make it into the Indian team will make him practice every day, will make him practice from morning to night. It's constructive. The fear is constructive. But if the fear comes at a time when he has to perform, then it becomes counterproductive. Then in his 100th century, he's not able to make that for a number of matches because he accepted. You know, I met him at on the eve of his 100th century, and he accepted it in public also, that he had got fear inside him that he'll not be able to achieve that target. So if fear comes at a time of performance, it will be counterproductive. But if fear can make you work harder for your dream, then it is constructive. So you should be a master of your fear and your greed, not a slave to these 2, if you want to achieve your targets in your life. So my belief is, because I'll conclude with that a lot of youngsters ask me this particular question: what is right? What is right? I say the tougher part is always the right way, the toughest path that you can choose. The toughest option is always the best option. And over the years, my belief in this particular philosophy has become so strong that whenever I have a number of options, I just decide which is the toughest one and I pick it up. Thank you.